What up, pressure washing? So, are you ready to start making money? Because it's just around the corner here, I believe. I think that in the next month, as long as we don't get no stupid cold weather, I think we will be ready to start pressure washing probably pretty early this season. Next week here in Georgetown anyway is supposed to be in the 50s, almost in 50 degrees. And so I think that with that being said, I think the pressure wash season is going to be here a little bit earlier than last year. Last year, it didn't really come till almost April. We had a lot of crap weather, and I think that we will be fine this year. But I do think that I think this year will be good. I think people will be out mowing grass by the time that it is all done. So, obviously, a bunch of you guys watched my video from yesterday of me trying to make one video, and I got to make another video because everything fell over, and it was a disaster. DJ came over last night. Actually, I had to go to Dayton. I had to fix some on that trailer. I had to go fix some stuff, and DJ came over and he helped me get all of it organized. I got it all into my 2 boxes, and it is all halfway organized now. So I'm excited that it is not still laying in the middle of the floor. So that is something that I am really grateful for. So, with that being said, I am at the firehouse today, so if I get a run, I will have to take off and get out of here. But if you have any questions, please ask, and I will come back through here and answer them all for you and try to get answers while I can. But again, I really do believe that this year the pressure washing season will start probably about the end of February, 1st of March. I think that it's something that this year, where we've had such warm weather here, we haven't even, I mean, we really technically, I wouldn't even call we've had a snow here this year. It's only gotten cold a couple nights out of the year, so the grass, it's not like we've had a real deep freeze. So we're gonna have lots of bugs. We're gonna have lots of bugs this year, and we're gonna have lots of mold this year. So this is something that we will be having this year. So I see that there's some questions about Teflon tape versus the other stuff. Teflon tape versus the paste. So actually I did some research on this yesterday, and I found out that just because I was having some issues with one of the fittings I had, that what kind of the importance of what you're supposed to do with it. So if you talk to the old time plumbers, they'll tell you to do both. They'll tell you to Teflon tape it and do it. But when you Teflon tape it, you don't ever want to wrap it more than 2 times. And this is why you don't want to wrap it more than 2 times, is because what they say is it actually makes it too thick, and when you're doing it in plastic, it will actually crack it, or when you screw it in too tight, it will actually make it, and it will open them threads up, and it won't actually seal. So I always use I like True Blue. I've had the best luck out of True Blue. I've got it, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, I got it in there. It's True Blue. I get it on Amazon. I tried some other stuff from Menards and that, and it not work very good at all. But what they say you want to do is you want to finger tight it, and you go no more than 1.5 to 2 turns to tighten it up. Because if you go tighter than that with those threads, it will cause it to, the pipe that it is will cause it to open up, and that is bad, or it could even crack it even. So it was saying to do that. So that is something that, like I say, I've liked pipe dope the best. I like threads. I've done both. When you're dealing with bleach, you're kind of whatever it is. Jason, are you still doing the event with Southsaw? Did I miss it? You did miss that one. If you did not sign up for Washathon, it is sold out, booked up, the whole 9 yards. I do have my Jason Geiman's in-person training. It will be March 22nd and 23rd, or 21st and 22nd. It's getting filled up too. You can go to pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training. This is a sign in free online advertising season. Where you hear the lawnmowers crank up your paid advertising. You're exactly right, because that's what I've always said is once you see somebody, once they get out there mowing their grass, it is going to be, that's when they're going to see it. They will definitely see that grass when they're out there seeing the mold. That's when you need to be really cranking it up, because that's when they're really going to start knowing that, hey, I got a moldy house and I need to get it clean. Let's see, I'm going to roll up here a little bit. I'm not going to go too far, but for 5.5 gallon pump, how many amps does it need? I'm trying to buy a wire harness with clamps on Amazon, but all them saying is a max of 7 amps. So 5.5 gallon. Oh, for the pump, 5.5 gallon pump. Are you talking about a 12 volt or are you talking about a pressure washer? If you're talking about the 12 volt pump, you probably want to go about at least 10 gauge. I always like to go 8 gauge wire, just so that way it will help you make that pump not burn up as fast. I'm building a new trailer build. I will send you pictures of a 16-foot like I have, but the recovery and soft wash and hot water. Bring on the mold. That's right. 8 gallon a minute, 7 soft wash, and Hydrotech reclaiming system. That's some money right there. Getting lots of looks on Facebook, no phone calls yet. Lots of scammers on Home Advisor. They refuse to credit accounts. Officially parted ways. So Home Advisor is one of those things that did I ever use them? Yes, I used them. I used them mostly for Christmas lights, and that was for one season. After that, I never used them again. I never had much luck with them. Again, unless you're on the phone right away, as soon as you get that lead and you're cheap and you're able to book next day, you probably don't want to be on Home Advisor. 7 jobs this week. It'll be a record. Our recording sounds good. I'm ready to start pressure washing. Do you recommend using an accumulator or just a 12 volt? I use both, and I just stick with the 12 volt. I know what the accumulator does, but I never had much luck with it working. With it, it's just another thing in there that can leak, is the only thing I've found out. Hello, bro. Y'all have a great night. I gotta get to work and get this money. Blessings and all. See you later. Be little. Let's see. What chem can I use to clean oil and gas from concrete? I don't have hot water. So you're going to use a sodium hydroxide base is what you're going to use. You can call like Russ and he'll got stuff. You want a good degreaser is what you really want. If you don't have a good degreaser, then that's gonna be an issue. You really want a good degreaser. Like I say, you can get, I used EBC a lot. EBC, I could get it local from Sherwin-Williams, and EBC worked pretty good for me. EBC, I did a lot of work with EBC, but you can even use Purple Power and get a lot of oil up. You just want a good base degreaser. You want it up in that 13, 14 range to clean that stuff up and get that oil. And if you don't have hot water, that's about the best way you can do it. Jason, I did a job where the concrete had been resurfaced, and I don't know the rest of the question. Yannis asked, pulling water from a water tank versus a water spigot. Will you have a better flow through the spigot since more pressure, or versus pulling a water tank? You may have more flow through the water spigot just because you are having more pressure in behind it. But if you don't have enough water in that spigot, then you're going to have problems because it's going to make that pump go bad. So it's kind of a catch-22 on that question. So that's why I always say a pump versus, or a tank versus that. Ryan asked, for heavy moss on a roof, 1 inch, is brushing and then spraying with a 4% mix recommended? If not, what is the recommended? Yeah, if you're that thick, you want to brush that stuff off and get it off there and then spray it. Around here, we don't have that kind of stuff. So you're probably, I'm assuming you're up northwest area where the moss grows like carpet on the roofs. Yes, you'll want to try to get a lot of that off and then kill it. Around here, we put 6% on everything, and then I've only done one job where it was real thick, and that was not too bad. What's your thoughts on 7-story limestone building? My thought on a 7+ limestone building is you're going to need a big lift. You may even need the big old 135-footer lift is what you're going to need. And that's going to be a good money-making job is what that is. How do you feel about washing aluminum siding houses? I feel about them as much as I do vinyl siding. You spray house wash mix on it, you let it sit and take it off. You tell the customer there's about an 80 to 90% chance that it will come clean, and there's a 10 to 20% chance that it will not come clean. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the paint's old, it's oxidized. There's nothing you can do about it. You can get the green off, but you're not going to remove the paint and oxidation. So that is something that you're going to just have to let that customer know up front that yes, we can clean it. And is it going to come 100% clean? 90% will, 10% won't. So if you're in that 10% range, sorry about your luck, here's my money, I'm going. But that's just the way it is. What do you think about the 8-gallon, 25 horsepower, 390 pressure washer? I see a lot of people posting about this and doing it. I think that it's a lot of pump for a little motor. Have I done it before? Yes, I have done it before. It's been a long time ago. I actually did it on an old Briggs & Stratton. It was a 4-gallon Briggs & Stratton, and then I put an 8-gallon on it. Did it work? Yes. I didn't get no 2,500 PSI out of it. I only got about 1,500, 1,700 PSI. But for house washing, you don't need no more pressure than that. That's all the pressure you need. The only time it comes into play is if you need to do surface cleaning. If you're surface cleaning and it's slow, then that's the issue, is the surface cleaning with a lower PSI. We only need about 1,200 at the surface cleaner in the first place. So if we got 1,700, if it can push that through all that hose, you'll be fine with it. Leaf blow off heavy moss is best. Tell him BR 800. Get it off, the rest should be left as the roots into the granules and need time. That's my take. So what is BR 800? I'm just curious because I don't deal with heavy moss here. How do you handle low spots where water accumulates on drives and sidewalks? Blow it off. I try to clean that first, and then I try to, you can get if you got a bad wet spot, you can get the sludge sucker and get it out that way. And I would always either carry a broom on my truck or a squeegee on my truck, and I try to get it off that way. I do the best I can, and that's the best that I can do. If it's worse than that, that's their problem. How do you, cancel. How do you feel about removing rust stains off aluminum siding? Just be careful because it may take the paint off. The paint, you got to be careful with that paint. If it's old and you're not going to hurt the paint anyway, I wouldn't feel bad about it. But being said, the acid should not hurt the paint. It's going to pull that off, but it should not hurt the paint. How do you determine pressure at the nozzle? Use a pressure gauge at the end of the line? Yes, that is correct. And you can buy them for about 15, 20 bucks. They're not that expensive. Steel backpack blower for 800 is the big boy. It will change your business like an 8-gallon. Oh, you're talking about the big, I think I got one. There's one right over there. Okay. I have seen someone who pre-treat concrete with a degreaser and surface cleaner. Then he post-treat is with SH. I've seen someone who pre-treats concrete with a degreaser, and I wouldn't, unless you have oil spots. That's the only way I'm gonna pre-treat that. If you have oil spots, then I'm gonna go spot those spots with the degreaser. Other than that, I'm not, because again, it's one of those things. Once you start putting all that chemical out there, you are going to you're taking that chance of putting chemical down the drain. So then that's another way that you could get caught by EPA. So that is something that you want to watch. Want to start soon, but as I'm getting equipment set up and researching, seems like everyone is also doing the same. Worried about the oversaturated market. All right, so we're going to go down this road because I love this road. You know, I've heard it a lot. I got bashed a bunch on Facebook on that last video I did, not the one, my big one, but my other one, and I did it for a reason. Everybody's worried about the $99 guy, and it's getting oversaturated and everything like that. So I'm going to tell you something here. So when I started out, I did jobs for $99. I'm not going to lie. I did Living Social and Groupon, and they get 50% of whatever you made. So guess what? I did jobs for 200, and they got 100, and I got 100 because I didn't know how to do marketing. So with that being said, I didn't know how to do marketing, right? So you know what? I learned how to do marketing. So let me tell you something. Greater Cincinnati's got more people in it right now than, I mean, it's pretty saturated. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? Pressure Wash Cincinnati did $1 million last year. They're higher. They're very high. They're not cheap at all, and they just keep right on getting. They're at 4 trucks. Think about that. 4 trucks they're running. Just one company's running 4 trucks. So people worry about that. Instead of worrying about the oversaturated market, learn how to market, and you don't have to worry about that crap. If you know how to market and get business, the other people won't know how to get business. They will go out of business because they don't know how to get business. And here's the thing, there's $99 people out there that want to pay the $99 and don't care if they tear up their house. And then there's the people that want to pay $300 and $400, $500, don't care, just get it done. And those are your customers you want. Now, how do you find those customers? Through marketing. Marketing. If you don't market, you won't get it. That's how it works. You've got to market your business. If you don't believe in your business, I say this all the time, if you don't believe in your business, no one was believing in business. But Jason, it's oversaturated. You're teaching all these people how to do it. You know what? And I'm wanting you to be successful. And what is one thing I tell you to be successful is to market. Marketing. If you don't know how to do marketing, guess what? Go learn how to do it or pay somebody. One of the two. Them are your 2 options. You don't have no other option. You either pay somebody to do it or you learn how to do it. But Jason, I can do word of mouth, and you'll go out of business. You'll only grow so far by word of mouth, because I don't want to spend no money. I just spent $20,000 on this rig, but I don't want to spend $1 in marketing. That's stupid. No, how about stupid is buying a $20,000 rig and not buying the other side of it. So that is something of my soapbox. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna roll back up here. All right, Yana. So, have you heard anything about that? Yeah, you're gonna get sales pitched a whole bunch there. In there. I mean, I'm not nothing against it, but I know some of the people that are speaking, and it's all about sales pitching you. So if you want to get sales pitched, go there for free. Because you know what? There ain't nothing ever for free. You know, same people that put that on said there ain't nobody gonna pay for you to get to do training. Guess what? We sold out our class in like 3 weeks, and we thought it was going to take us 5 or 6 and have to beg, borrow that. We got 40 people, no problem. So they didn't get nobody in their classes to pay, so now they're like, hey, we're going to give it away for free so that way we can sell some more crap to you. If you pull off a heavy stuck on moss clumps, you will see a spot in the shingles like a divot in the golf swing. That is why I don't force it. I broom it or I just blow it and leave the rest. Okay, thank you. Like I say, 616, I do not do any, like I say, around here, I mean, I've done one job and basically all I did is I just bleached the crap out of it and it all turned white and looked like a big carpet up there and it was all white carpet. And I left it and I told them to call me back after a couple rains and never did, so. Thanks, brother. They're just 1 year and gone the next, and they leave the very bad taste in the customer's market. Worry about your own grass and not everybody else's grass, because the grass on the other side is not always greener. 200 feet of half-inch nylon are braided. How long will it take to clear the ASH surfactant from the line to start to rinse from there? Usually it takes about the length of time back to walk back to the other side of the house if you keep doing it. Even McDonald's still markets. Imagine that. McDonald's and Chick-fil-A still do marketing. That's amazing. You know, and everywhere you see a McDonald's, you'll see a Wendy's. And everywhere you see a Chick-fil-A, you'll see somebody else chicken sandwich around. Year 2, 17 jobs scheduled, all because of you. Well, thank you. I'm glad I got to help you get some jobs get ready to go. And that means you can be a week or two out, and that means you can keep right on going and keep marketing. Got 4,800 in work for this week, and it will only take 2.5 days. And that is what you want to do. $2,000 days is amazing. I love it. Benjamin Wilson, marketing is key in business. Also have owner mentality. You must invest in your employees. And that's another great thing. You know, a lot of people have poor mentality. And it's not saying nothing bad about people. You know, if you grew up in a lower, you know, maybe lower to middle class area, and you never knew anything better, you'll be like, well, people won't pay that. There ain't no way people pay $300-400 to wash their house. And you got poor mentality, then you can't market because you can't bid high enough on those jobs so that you can take that money and reinvest into your business. And that's the whole key of it. We want to reinvest in our business and keep it going. People graduate from medical school every year and there are jobs out there. And they can't find people to work. It's just like any other industry. Nobody wants to work. And that's a lot of even owning your own business. If you don't, you know, if people just think that this stuff is supposed to open up. So I know somebody messaged me today, and I didn't mean it to be mean, but you know, he was talking about a website. You know, if you build a website, it is true, you do need one, but it doesn't need to be this high dollar one at first. No, because here's the thing about the website. If you build a $5,000 website, just because you build a $5,000 website, don't mean people are going to just start showing up on that website. It don't happen. Google ain't going to be like, oh, look, he spent $5,000. We're going to put him number one. Don't work that way. It don't work that way at all. So just remember that when you're trying to do that kind of thing. My 1999 spray painted Ford Ranger with 2K equipment makes me $1,200 a day. Heck yeah, dude. I'm raising my prices. How do you market? What's the most cost effective in your opinion? So it just depends on how you want to do it. Do you want to take time? Do you want to take money? If you want to take time, go do Facebook groups, all that kind of stuff. You can do AdWords. That's going to be on the other side. So you can do signs. If you don't want to spend a lot of money and you only got $500 or $1,000 a month, you can do signs. I would say to do 100 signs a month. I would say do AdWords, or I would do Facebook. I would do Facebook groups and all that kind of stuff. And then if you got enough money in that, you can do AdWords, Facebook ads. There's all kinds of stuff you can do to get business. Have a 3.35 gallon pressure washer, and in the video you said to buy general pump downstream injector. What's the ratio that we'll be putting in on a house? It'll be about a little less than 1. If you're at 50-50, you'll be a little less than 1%. It'd be like 0.75, 0.8. the $50,000 rig and $5,000 marketing plan. Good thing I went viral and do good job or I'd be screwed. What market are you in, or where are you at? Jason, do you think you can add some video into your membership about a CRM, especially about responsive bid? Mean the best way to set up everything? Yes, I can do that. That might take me a little time, and won't probably happen right away because I got a bunch of AdWords campaigns I got to get set up for people. I'm starting to get busy with that. I've actually thought about buying a couple different CRMs and then just kind of doing, this is how this CRM works. And then I know I'll be paying it out of my pocket out front, but then that way I can get you all to get what I like, what I don't like, all that kind of stuff. Love marketing with competition. It's good for business. Here's the thing about that too. Most competition, if you answer your phone, hello, this is Joe's pressure washing, you will get 90% of your business because a lot of people don't answer their phone. And when they don't answer their phone, guess what? They ain't gonna get business. Them are the same people saying, I can't get business. Yeah, even the heavy sheds, like you say, they never called. I have checked back on talking about whether that. Everywhere you see a Chick-fil-A, you see a line. And you know what they say? My pleasure, taking your money. Almost the number one fast food restaurant without even open on Sunday. Do you give a special price to HOA or large complexes or change your normal rate? I do, in the fact that I try to charge by the hour. So I'll charge $300 an hour and I try to figure out how long that job's gonna take. And that way, if I think it's gonna take me 10 hours, that's $3,000. And then I go from there. Discover 3 to 4 roofing opportunities for marketing, heavy mold, very dark streaks, and drainage, off-spot treatment of them for the sake of content and experience. And if you gotta get that, that's true. You learn how to do it and get it better. Jason, super glad you're doing this. Definitely going to use your AdWords once it gets busy here. Awesome. In West Michigan, west of Grand Rapids, about 15 minutes from Lake Michigan. Okay. I was in Michigan last year. And look, you got a $50,000 rig and make all kinds of money, and you'd only get to work like 6 months out of the year because it's cold and crappy up there the rest of the time. I've been following your advice, and you started my business, and then started website through it. And today I showed up #1 after the ad. Thanks for your help. Now, I'm gonna give you a little fair warning about that because I don't want you to get false sense of you're #1 on Google My Business. One thing on Google My Business is it goes off proximity. So you may be #1 is because you're sitting right on that location. So you still got to do some work on it. Make sure you can check it at different places and see where you show up and where you don't. So that is something that you got to watch. What's the least you would bid for a mobile home? Whatever my minimum is. So our minimum is $279. So we're doing it for $279. I love the cold snowmobile or soft wash. I hate the cold. I'm ready to move further south. I hate it. What's a good price range to start a Google AdWords? Depends on what you want. It depends on everything. Depends on how much, one thing, how much can you afford, first off? If you can't afford it, don't be putting it on credit card and all that kind of stuff. I recommend about $30 a day is a good starting place. That is, I would rather do 50 or 75 a day, but $30 is, that can be, if you're paying $10 a click, that's 3 clicks. Hopefully you can get 1 job out of 3 clicks, or at least a call. That's kind of the goal. So that's why I'm saying it can be higher or lower from there. On average, and this is it takes 3 clicks to get a lead, just so you know what it takes. So you're looking at about $30 per lead is what you'll end up being. Jason, those who file their own taxes, what are some things we should keep the records of on? Expenses, mileage, tips, everything. My CPA was like, Jason, you got to make your business your lifestyle. So however you take that, that's what you need to do. So there is some things that you got to do that. But Google, you got to, all your fuel, all your phone, your internet, you can write off all your equipment, everything. I write off everything I buy at Home Depot, everything I buy at Tractor Supply, because 99% of that stuff is going toward my business. So that's why I write it off there. I've used everything. Home Advisor screwed me. Google Ads is a lot of money. Yelp is okay. Thumbtack is great. Also, using signposts. Any other suggestions? I would try to do Facebook stuff. And Google Ads, if you don't know what you're doing, it will cost you a lot of money and you will burn through a lot of money. Israel did 9/11, whatever that's supposed to mean. Jason, everybody's complaining about burned grass lines around houses. How to protect that? Watering doesn't work. So before soft washing roof, covering everything around. Watering doesn't work. Watering will work. Burnt grass lines. Water is what I'm going to tell you. Water, and water some more. If I have a helper, that helper, the very first thing he's going to do is grab that garden hose and he's going to start watering. And he's going to water until I get everything packed up and ready to go. And he will water the whole time. Never put the water hose down. Water. Dilution is the solution. Isn't Google Ads free? No. Google My Business is free. Google Ads is very expensive. Google Ads is basically putting the boys from the men. That's what Google Ad does. Do you stream downstream for pre-treat concrete, or do you have to 12 volt? I just downstream it. That's the best way to do it. Do you offer different nozzle tips in your J-Rod on your Amazon store? Have 5? I do not. If you want that 5 degree, you're going to have to call a pressure washing store to get it. I haven't found one on there yet. I've got 5,000 flyers, planning on putting out 800 a week. That is normal return percent on flyers. It's designed right. And then signs. Most viewed videos in soft wash injuries. Who's got it and how many views? Anyone know? Most viewed videos in the soft wash industry. It's probably going to be either Guy Blackman, and he did that one video and it's got like 2 million views, or Rob Anderson, where he did the chair. Is probably the most viewed video. Them are your two big ones that I know of, I can think of. But I got some that I think might start taking off here more and more, and I'm gonna push them more and more. And talk about citations and having them all match. But when I try to get Yelp to match it, it won't let me put my full address because I have a Suite 5 and Yelp doesn't let me add. Is that an issue? That can be an issue. But if it's only 1 or 2, it won't be too bad for you. Them citations are just going to be garbage at that point. Pretty sure Rob Anderson video of that damn bench. It's how I discovered pressure washing. Actually, I think Guy Blackman, his is about pressure washing the house. I think his is up to 2 million too. It's one of those two. What's the ratio for downstreaming for pre-treat? Whatever your house wash mix is. So I did 50-50, and then I was at 6%, downstream that by 10, so I was right around 1.7%. Flyers, I think I have a 1% ROI. I never had luck on, I had like 0.1% on flyers. Now, on the 5 rounds, I've actually had pretty good luck on 5 rounds. 5 rounds is a good way to use flyers. So if I did the neighbor's house, and on that flyer, I'm going to say I did the neighbor's house. Hey, look, I just cleaned your neighbor's house. And then I'll put a sign out front, so then that way that sign there will say pressure washing. So then they can look out and say, well, he did my neighbor's house. Oh, he must have did that one because there's the sign in the yard. So that is something that that is something that I do to do that. And you are right. I think my toolbox video may go viral. It's already had almost 350 or 375 views. So I'll talk about this little toolbox incident. So I was sitting there, I was getting ready to shoot that video for that. I'd already shot some video on it, and I needed something out of there, and I went to get something out of that toolbox. And the next thing, I go over and I start my camera and I sit down, and I'm just sitting there, and the next thing I know, sound like the world blew up. So my oldest daughter sitting in her bedroom, she didn't hear a thing. My youngest daughter comes in there and says, "Daddy, why did you knock the toolbox over for? That was awful loud." I said, "I didn't knock it over. A ghost knocked it over." So then my oldest daughter, I was like, "What would you have done if I'd have been stuck underneath that thing?" She's like, "I'd have just lifted it up." I said, "You wasn't lifting up that toolbox." It took me and DJ both to get it up off of the ground. Jason, I brought this up in a thread. Is there a diesel hot water add-on recommended for a 5.5? Would you like to target? You can buy a hot box, and if it burns diesel, it's a 12 volt. I think it's 12 volt. It might be 120, but you can do a hot box, and they're about $1,800 to $2,000 is how much they cost to do it. Any ideas on getting a website when you're just getting started and can't afford much? Google My Business. You can do that website. You can do a website through Google My Business. I'm going to be doing some classes on how to build a website in my membership. I don't have it done yet, but I am going to be building that. 6 has 2.4 view million and 3.5 million of all time. What would you all charge for a 350 window facility? 50 on the third floor, 150 on the second floor, 150 on the first floor, and 200 screens. I'm at like $200. It's a medical facility that has over 200 centers about this size. That sounds like a lot for not a lot of money. I mean, I'd have to probably look at it and see what it actually is. Jason, how much setup Google ads per day? $50 to $80 a day? Yep, that's where I try to target people at. I understand that that you can't always do that, but that is, if you can do $50 a day, you'll be pretty good. I always usually say, so we spend about $4,000 a month. It's about $1,000 a month per truck. Will keep one truck busy. So if you can spend $1,000 a month in AdWords, it will keep that truck busy. Yeah, do our review of CRMs, and I will do that. I'm kind of busy right now, and I'm getting ready to go to Disney in a couple days, or in the next 2 weeks. So I got a lot going on. I got Washathon coming up. I got a lot of stuff going on right now. So it is getting a little crazy. I'm trying to build a trailer. So I don't know if you've all seen that motor. I'm building that 8 gallon a minute motor because that motor will be going on a all aluminum trailer. Everything on this trailer is going to be aluminum. I bought aluminum reels with stainless internals. It's going to have an 8 gallon a minute It's going to have 3 reels. Actually, it's going to have 4 reels. I'm going to have to put another 4th reel on it. So I'm going to have my soft wash system on it. I'm going to have the pressure washing. I'm going to have everything on this thing. I'm going to even put a window cleaning unit on it because I need to do some videos on window cleaning. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to build it. I'm going to put a window cleaning unit on it. Excuse me. So if you would like to buy this trailer, it will be for sale. It's going to be, I think with the window cleaning and unit and everything on it, it will be right around $12,000. It is 100% aluminum. It will be a money-making machine. 8 gallon a minute. It'll have either a 5 or 7 gallon a minute soft wash system on it. It will have the proportion. It'll have the 3 valve mixing valves on it. It's going to have a 50 gallon soap tank. It's going to have a 65 gallon water tank. And it's going to be bad schmaz. So if you want to get into it and for $1,200 or $12,000 and have a good rig, 8 gallon a minute, let me know. You're right again. Got my 0540 and 0530 tips in, and they are awesome. I mean, why would you even ask me? I mean, I grew my business to $1 million. There's a reason why. Best ladder to buy, a light one. I like the aluminum ones just because they're lighter. The fiberglass can maybe hold a little bit more, but usually they're heavier, and I don't like heavy. Um, Best boots for soft washing. I always used a pair. I just use regular work boots is what I always use. I never did like the duck boots and all them other things. That's just my opinion, and I didn't like it. The one reason why, the one pair of boot I always bought, I don't remember what kind they are now, but I could get up on roofs, most of my roofs with them, and not have to worry about them. Hey Jason, how much would you charge for a 1,000 square foot Trek deck? We charge about $1.50 a square foot for it. So you're looking about $1,500 for it. The high dollar mixing valves, that is right. The high dollar mixing valves will be on there. When do you plan to have that trailer finished by? I'm hoping to have it finished by March, is what I'm hoping. March, middle of March, definitely by spring. I'm building everything now on my garage, and then I'm gonna bring everything in and build it all as one. CRM, jobber and responsibility is the most important. I guess for our business, make sure everything's running smoothly. Automate, and I can focus on jobs only and answering your phone. But you can even automate that through Jill's office, and that's a good way to do it. But can you downstream with a high pressure hose, or do you need a chemical hose? You cannot downstream through a chemical hose. You have to downstream with a high pressure hose. That goes through they don't go through the pressure washer. It comes after the pressure washer. Would you still recommend the Honda 8-gallon minute? Is it at the top for our project still? The 8-gallon minute is good. They've been having some issues with them. The ones coming from China, I mean, it's not nothing you can do about it, but they have been having some issues with the Hondas. They don't make them like they used to. You know what they say? They don't last forever, and that is true. I had one at Honda that, I mean, I beat the crap out of it, didn't change the oil, and that sucker lasts forever. I had other ones, and they blew smoke and be done in a heartbeat, and you're just like, well, that sucks. But it is what it is, and you can't really change that. So that is what you got to deal with, and that's what you got to go with. But that is it. So tell me what is one thing that you struggle with. I did that one last time. If I could get anybody on here with me, like next Sunday, I might try to get somebody else again, like I did Cody. Who would you want to see come on here with me doing this? Who would be a person that you would really enjoy, like to listen to and talk to, or get information from? Let me know in the comments. At present, I have 200 feet of 3/8 hose for my soft wash setup that will shorten the life of the 12 hump due to back pressure. Yeah, and you're not going to get very far distance either. Not very far distance at all. So, what engine would you recommend? I mean, I like the Kohler was a good motor, and they got the Subaru's a good motor. I mean, they're all going to be decent. They're all what they're. You're going to get 2, 3, 4 years out of them, depending on how much use you use them. If you use them every day, then that's a different story. That's it. WCM Wash Pros. Me. I have not. Ben, I don't know if I can get Ben or not. I can try. Hey Jason, what's your view on the Predator engine from Harbor Freight? Well, I'm building an 8-gallon a minute right now. I've had a couple of them before. I've gotten about 3 years out of them, and that's running them every day. And I mean, for the money, this is why I look at it too. You can change out 3 of those motors for the price of one Honda, or 2 of those motors for the price of one Honda. So if I can get 2, 3 years out of it, then it's worth it. So, and if you take care of it, you'll get more than that out of it. All right, John Lang. See, I've never talked to John Lang before. Get Aaron for Mean and Lean. I may be able to do Aaron. because he's going to be in class with me. John Lang and Ben from Northlawn. Anybody paying for Facebook ads and getting success? Never had great success with it. So that is something that you just got to, and I'm not saying that Facebook ads don't work, they do. It's just, you know, it's just a lot of bit more work that you got to deal with and go with it. Is half-inch hose for soft washing better? If you can go with 5/8, it's actually better. And bigger you can get, the better it's going to be for you. It's going to be a little bit more heavier, but it's going to not have as much friction loss in it. What's the first thing you would do when you pick up your phone? Get maximum information from your customer and put everything right into responsibility. Yes. Hello, Miss Jones. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. How may I help you today? Well, I'd like a house wash. All right. Well, ma'am, the way we do our house washes is we do soft washing, and when we do soft washing, this is how we clean it. It cleans it better. We don't use high pressure. So for me to give you a quote, I need to get some information from you so that way I can give you this quote. Okay, so I need your name. So is your name Miss Jones? Yep, because that's what you done told me. Is your phone number whatever came up on my phone number? Yep, that's it there. What's your email address? This is how we will send this bid to you. It will come as soon as we get off the phone and I look up everything. This bid will come right to you in your email. And with that, tomorrow I will give you a call and let you know, make sure you get your email, because sometimes the emails don't go through. Okay, here's the email. All right, and then I already got your address, so all right. Again, this is what we do. This is how we do it. I'll call you back. Now, if you're going to give a quote over the phone, that's fine. And then you can put some scarcity in it. And you can even put some scarcity in it with it that way. All right, you will get a quote tomorrow. We are booking up pretty quickly. So, you know, if you want to get in, especially if you start booking out to a week or two, all right, we're going to be booking out till we're starting to book up next week. So, you know, when you get that, let me know as soon as possible so I can get you on the schedule so that way you don't get missed. My website has 75 5-star reviews. I guess I'll try Google Ads. I thought no one clicked on Google Ads. There's a lot of people click on Google Ads, people. Be way more than what you think. You should do a dual stream with Ben Hill from Wash Pros. What's your best marketing tool that gets you leads? I always use Google. Google Ads was the best thing I ever did to get leads. And I could pay more money and I could get more leads. That's how it works. But you have never steered me wrong, so I'm going to go with Google Ads. Where do you buy roof snot soap from? Russ Johnson, Southside Equipment, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Sorry I'm late. What's up, Jason, Rodney? How you doing tonight? Bring me on here, guys. Love my live shop videos I did years back. Lots of people out there design trailers off my setup. Hey, I'll do a live with you, dude. So give me your information. Go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask and just leave me your name. And I need you. I'll have to stream it. You need to be able to do it through Skype. That way I can put it through my system and get it out easier, and I can do different pages and stuff, but I do it through Skype, so you'll just have to download Skype, and I'll definitely bring you on. I love bringing on new guys, or even if you're not new, or even people that are just trying to figure out things, because that way you can get a lot of information from me, and then I will help you through it. Can you give away an hour or however much time you have phone call with you? So I've been getting this a lot, and I think I didn't want to do this, but I think I'm going to do this because I'm getting a lot of questions asked, and I'll, you know, if they can call me or whatnot, and they'll be like, I'll pay you whatnot. So I think I'm going to do some time slots that will be a paid amount. And when that happens, the reason why I'm doing that is I had a guy that it kind of pissed me off. You know, he went and he took an hour of my time, and then he went and bought another program off of somebody else and didn't buy my stuff. So you know what? If you're going to take my time, you better buy my stuff. That's kind of how I mean, I'm giving you a lot of information in an hour, and I don't mind talking to people. I really don't mind talking to people. But don't take there and take all my stuff for free, and then you're going to go buy Spray Wash Academy and give them $300, because there ain't nothing in there that I ain't going to give you. Ray Burke hasn't made $1 million doing pressure washing yet. Unless he did it last year. I know he hadn't done it. He was only about 700,000. And here's the thing about that, you know, and I'm not going to bash a whole lot, but I was never on a job when I was at my end of, when I did my million. I never worked a Saturday, and I never worked a night. And so guess what? If you want to be successful and you want to work all those hours, that's fine. But I never did, and I still made my business get to where it was. Sorry on that little rant. What do you do when these guys that are charging a flat rate $90 an hour for a 1-story or 130? You say, have at it. That's not my customer. Three-eighths or 1-inch bulkhead on water tanks between. Can't find a good place to buy a tank locally. Yeah, like sometimes it can be hard to find tanks. Look on Marketplace too. Sometimes I found some on Marketplace and Craigslist. A 1-inch bulkhead is better on the water tank. I should be getting together my trailer here in the next few weeks. We can get together and everybody interested in the booster can see how they work. Looking forward. Yep, absolutely, Chris. 3/4, I mean, yep. Oh, yeah, 3/4. I like 3/4. Well, it depends on if you got, Yanis, if you got a 5-gallon minute, you can do 3/4. If you got an 8-gallon minute, you need to do 1-inch. Home Advisor works. Does it work? Never had luck with it. How much does a decent entry-level surface cleaner cost? I got a 4-gallon minute. You can get them for about $300. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, I got a couple of them on there. Don't use them. All they want is your money. All that's for that. Response bid is $200 a month, so make sure you are set up right. Is it $200? Did it go up to $200 already? It used to only be $150 or $179. Do you have any recommendation as to where I can buy a pump to my own pressure washer? Yeah, you can go to Amazon. You can go to Pressure Wash. You can buy them from any pressure wash store. Probably have them. Post treating and sealing the following day, just the same day. Oh, post treating and sealing the following day. Yeah. I will give you my information. I will already have Skype, so that would be cool if you want to talk to the $10 million man about the business. He is on vacation, but maybe he will Skype. Absolutely. And it'll be next Sunday night, and it'll be from 9 till 10:30, something like that. Did you ever use EDDM? I did. I sent probably $150,000 out, and I probably made $150,000 off of it. So never had a great success off of it. You get those tools picked up? Yep. DJ came over last night and helped me pick them all up, and we sorted it all out and got rid of the garbage. It was kind of sentimental because I had stuff from 10 years ago when I first started. Actually, more than that. I'm way older than I think I am. 22 years ago when I first started mechanicking. So I had all these special made tools I used to work on heavy equipment, like the big 631s. I've worked on a D12, worked on D9s, D11s. Actually, not D12, D11, D10s, all the big cats. I worked on all the big earth moving equipment. I did that for about 8 years. And then before I became a fireman, I worked on fire trucks. So I had all these little specialty tools, and I was like, man, I made this when I was 20, you know, and so it kind of sucked. But I got rid of a bunch of stuff. The wife had been on me about cleaning it up, so guess what? I just threw it away. Get rid of it. I tried to give it to DJ, but he wouldn't take it. Awesome. How much for shipping if I bought one from you? What are you talking about? Oh, that pump. I would. I mean, if you go to Amazon, is the only place I mean, if you go to Amazon, I don't actually sell equipment. I just sell it through the Amazon. They pay me money to promote it, and I promote it, and you all buy from it. Don't cost you any extra, and I get 8-10% off of it. So, did you start pressure washing legit with insurance and business license, or did you work under the table for a couple jobs and then went legit? Yeah, I worked about 6 months without insurance. Business license, I did. We don't have to have a business license here, so that's on. Oh, the surface cleaner, yeah. Like I say, you can go if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store. I have a whole section in there, nothing about everything about surface cleaners, and if you pick one of those, that's how I get it. Southeast Southwash Software. I'm already signed up with your monthly subscription. I can't wait to talk to you in the future. Awesome. Hey, Richard. Also, if you're in that, if you go to the Facebook group too, you can post some stuff in there. If you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you get signed up in that Facebook group. I'm going to try to start putting more information even in the Facebook group. I've been getting a lot of questions asked in it, so I'm going to try to start making that worth more. If the budget is tight when starting out, is it worth getting customers factor subscription, or better to wait till money is good? Thank you for all your answers and appreciate it. I mean, you can do customer factor because it's cheap, but you can do an Excel sheet. You can send out invoices that way. You can do all kinds of stuff. Dead man farted on us. You put who farted. People complaining about dirty windows after house wash, film all over, huge windows, hate windows. Rinse, rinse, rinse. Do not let that soap dry on that window. If you let that soap dry on that window, that will cause that. People want to wash two sides at once, and you really need to only wash one side because you let that soap dry on that window, it's going to give you issues and problems. Other than yard sign, Google Ads, what was your most successful marketing method? Google Ads. By far, I Google ads and email. Responsibid was huge, and emailing apartment complexes. We joined the Greater Cincinnati Apartment Association. We got hundreds of thousands of dollars off of work of that. So those are some things you can do. We did do the realtors, but they kind of suck. They're not near as good as the property managers. What is your Amazon store? What is the name of your Amazon list? Like surface cleaner or something. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, it will actually bring it up. Thank you, bud. You rock. Thank you for watching. Insurance is cheap, $100 a month, $1,000, $1,200 a year. That's one of my main concerns about insurance. If I get it and I don't have jobs, then I'll just be wasting money. Well, get jobs, Ricky. Put signs out, get jobs. We're already friends on Facebook. Okay. If we're already friends on Facebook, you can send it through Facebook Messenger then. Do any of your guys have the customers to remove the window screen? Some folks act as I should, but no, we put that in our disclaimer in our 3-4 emails that go out from Responsibid, is if the screens are not removed, we are not pressure washing we are not cleaning your windows. I have a 35-gallon chem tank with a mixer valve. When I fill it up and get around 70 gallons of house wash mix and more house wash and pre-treating concrete. Do you feel like 35 gallons is a good start? It actually might be a little low. If you're actually cleaning that way, it might be a little low. What insurance is that? All right, guys. Ricky, I'm having the same issue of getting jobs. I want insurance, can't afford it. All right, guys. So we're at an hour. Being that I'm at the firehouse, I'm probably going to jump off here. Like I said, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, I've added a bunch. So like a bunch of fittings that I use all the time, all that kind of thing. All my fittings, bulkheads, everything. I just ordered a remote on and off on my downstream injector. I'm a one-man operation. I hope it saves me from walking back and forth. It will until you start having problems with it. Then you'll be ready to throw that sucker away. I'm going to, if you want in-person training, March 21st and 22nd, I believe it is, go check out pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training. The class is filling up. It is in Cincinnati, it's going to be in Northern Kentucky. You'll fly into Cincinnati, the CVG airport, or if you drive, last year I had people drive all the way from Dallas, Texas. I had people drive from New York, Long Island, New York. I've had people drive all over to come to this class. I had people fly in too. But in-person training, go check that out. Also, if you want Google ads done, go check out pressurewashhelp.com/Google ads. It will be something that it takes about 2 weeks for me to set up for your Google ads. It's because I'm building landing pages for you and the whole 9 yards. You do not need a website. I am using my own landing pages that I know will convert. If you have a website that will convert, I will maybe use it, but I'm using my landing pages because I want to make sure that you are successful and you are getting jobs, and that is the most important thing. I will be back on here. I will not be on here Wednesday night because I'm at the firehouse. So I will not be on this Wednesday night, but I do have 2 videos coming out. So go when our Southwest training. I don't know when Southwest is, but go check out pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training. Talk to you all later and have a great week.